Good morning. Welcome to the Wrestling Guild podcast. My name is Chris Marry Hultman, and with me I have Nick E. Anderson,
Boom.
the man with the plan. And we're sitting here in our recording studio with some really weird noises going on. It sounds like a song by Avicii.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit, weird.
This is weird. It's weird. Well, we're here to talk about the Impact Wrestling from the 1st of February, the first show of February, also the first, as I say, the first episode of the new era, I guess, soft relaunch. We get a new intro. We get some new graphics. I like those new graphics. I like kind of like the feel of the whole thing.
I mean, the difference wasn't that much.
The more black, the darker tones and stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's at least it's a difference. So sure.
Yeah. Also, the six-sided ring gone,
which I'm quite happy about.
Yeah, actually, yeah. The thing is that I mean, the six-sided ring was something that was unique when it came, and I remember reading. There's a book called The Genesis of Impact, which was, I don't know if they still write it, but it was a book that they would like release, kind of like chapters, like all the time, like every month or something like that, about the background and history of Impact, mashed in with like some kind of like interviews here and there. And then they talked about the reason why they had a six-sided ring from the beginning wasn't only because six-sided rings are something that has been used in Mexico, and the X division was kind of like modeled after the lucha libre style that they have in Mexico. But also Jeff Jarrett's plan was like, if you flip through the channels and you see a six-sided ring, that's going to be different, and you're going to maybe stop at it, just like what's going on there.
Great point.
It's kind of the same like the idea with the Simpsons. The reason the Simpsons are yellow is because if you flip through the channels and you see something yellow, like yellow people, you're going to stop.
Yeah, because it's true. It's a really good point. Yeah.
Although people don't flip through channels anymore, really. You just use the clicker to, you just scroll through the menu.
You just see what's on that.
Yeah, exactly. You don't
you don't actually watch the channel. You just it's true. But
it's a different age. What an age to be alive. You don't have to flip through the channels anymore like some bitch.
Oh, come on.
Anyway. That's what it is. At the moment, we still have Josh Matthews and JB, Jeremy Borash, as the commentators.
Yeah, we still got him.
Yeah, that's fine. I did hear, though, that people were, even though they say differently, people weren't that happy with JB leaving because he kind of he was there on the Friday and then he just kind of like left the next. He didn't like come back. He didn't give it his notice. He just like from one week to the next, he was just gone, went over to WWE. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, like you said in your like article, it's he's always been an Impact, and since the start, and he's always been there. And when you think of Impact, you think of him. But now when he's gone, it's a major part out of Impact, like a big chunk.
Well, the thing is that whoever is like has a role like say like JB had, or even like Mackenzie Mitchell has, or what Dixie Carter had before, what Jeff Jarrett had, what Bruce Pritchard had, what Jim Cornette had. They become. I mean, a lot of people say like, well, the champion is the face of the company. But to me, it is a little bit whoever is the authority figure or is the figure that you see the most is actually the face of the company. Yeah. And, in waves, it's been like everybody knew that Jeff Jarrett was the owner of TNA or the founder of TNA. So he automatically became the face of the company whenever he was on. And then when Dixie Carter was the owner, she was the face of the company. But then after they kind of disappeared, you had whoever was the authority figure, and it was Bruce Prichard for a little bit, and then it was Jim Cornette for a little bit less. I mean, Jim Cornette has been in several times, and so has Bruce Prichard. So they automatically become the face of the company. And when you don't have those guys, it's Jeremy Borash, because you've seen he's the one constant.
See him
Now
here
he's gone. So who's going to be taking that role? Who's going to be like Mr. Impact?
It's really hard to say, huh?
Yeah. We'll see.
What would you say?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe if it is the announced team of Kevin Kelly and Don Callis, which it has been rumored to be, who's going to be the new announced team, and Don Callis is obviously one of the new vice presidents together with Scott D'Amore.
Okay.
Then I think Kevin Kelly might be the new face. He won't be doing as many backstage things, but Kevin Kelly is a great announcer. Commentator, Well, he was in Ring of Honor as a commentator, and he's also been in. I think he was in WWE for a while, but he's also been commentating for New Japan. So he's been around. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We started off the show with somebody walking towards the Impact Zone. We all know who it is by this time. Yeah. And if you listen to the interview, because I put up in our Facebook feed an interview with Scott D'Amore, and they were talking about this whole deal of revealing what has happened. Spoiling it,
but it was. I like these types of like intros.
Yeah,
to an episode. You don't really know what's going on. You don't know who it is. You want to find out. You want to watch more.
Yeah. Then there was a recap of the previous week, and then the new opening, which was what it was. It wasn't, that new, but it was a new opening, a new style at least. The music was the same. It's always going to be a new opening because it's always going to be different depending on who's the champion. And who's in the company.
True.
We start out with a Grand Championship match. Mr. Matt Sydal versus Falaba. How did you like this match? No rounds, nothing.
It was just
straight up.
Yeah. It was a good back and forth. Falaba did quite good.
Yeah, it's always nice to see when another, like a Falaba, who has been mostly in tag team championship matches or tag team matches, and that was also in Grand Championship matches with EC3. But we haven't seen him very much solo, so it's nice to see what he can do. And they were given a lot of time. This match was like at least 15-20 minutes long. So it was nice to see that he could do more, that he could showcase what he could do.
Yeah. And he had a lot of strength, obviously, though. But at the same time, I think he has been improving himself from the past matches.
Yeah, oh yes, definitely.
Then we had also Sydal. Sydal, as we all know, he is good. He had a lot of strength, and he was really fast, obviously. Yeah. High-flying moves.
Exactly. So, this was a good match. And I thought, actually, I had a little hard time hearing the audience when I was listening. I don't know if you had a better time, but it seemed like, and this was the Impact Zone. So they're known for not being so vocal, because, for different reasons. This was the Impact Zone in Orlando. Falaba, I thought, was getting a lot of people getting behind him.
Yeah, they were cheering for him.
Yeah, but it's always like when you have like a gimmick where you kind of the performer repeats the same thing all the time. That's why Eli Drake got over from the beginning, because he kept saying "dummy." Yeah, the people want to have something that they can follow along with. And Falaba says "ba ba ba," and hits his head to the head.
Pretty much it.
People like that.
He was screaming a lot in this match.
Yeah. No.
That was good. That's what I like, though. He's funny. It was good. It was good.
But Matt Sydal hits the shooting star press and wins. Crazy that, Falaba's legs must weigh just as much as Matt Sydal.
I think he was rolling over Sydal.
Oh, yeah, he did the steamroller.
The steamroller.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
How did he not crush his legs or something?
Eli Drake and Chris Adonis show up, walk a little bit. There is a long recap of Moose versus Lashley. I hope we're not going to get back into these kind of long ass recaps, because I don't enjoy them at all. The thing is that I was thinking about this when I was looking back at it. It was just like there wasn't actually that much that happened in this show. Like there was not much. If you think about it, maybe two storylines furthered in this or two. But I was wondering, so if this was a new recap, if this is a relaunch, this not much happened here. But I was also thinking that what happens at the end of the show with the return and the change of championship of the world championship, that would have overshadowed anything that happened in the rest of the show. So maybe it was a way of like not other eventful things happening.
That's good point. Good point. But I still don't. I mean, because when I'm thinking about these long ass recaps, we saw it a week ago. I mean, we're not dumb, and at the same time, you're just wasting time.
But on the other hand, this episode also garnered yet another highest rating in a while. So that means that, say you had like 20,000 people more watching the show, they're going to need to know what happened last week. I don't know.
You got to have a good balance.
Yeah, that's true. And then we had Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley chatting in the back, sporting new Hawaiian shirts. But this is funny. And the thing is that what's interesting here is that I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about Trevor Lee in AAW, which is a wrestling promotion in Chicago. And they say that he's hilarious when he talks, Trevor Lee. And the thing is, I don't think that you've gotten to see that so much. We talked about it when we talked about One Night Only Collision in Oklahoma, because then he was kind of different.
I mean, yeah, he was a bit funny. He was like saying, "Where's my picture?" here and there. Yeah. But I don't know. Why is he not showing that in Impact?
Well, I think he's starting to.
He's starting to?
Yeah, I think because with a new philosophy in Impact that Scott D'Amore and Don Callis were talking about when they were talking to Chris Jericho, they were talking about that they want people to be able to develop their own brand. They don't want the Trevor Lee personality in Impact to be different from the Trevor Lee that you see in other promotions.
Yeah, because I mean, he was a lot funnier this time than he ever has been.
Yeah.
But it's a good improvement, a good step forward.
Yep.
Hopefully he can go from being crazy to
Trevor Lee says that he's got something good, big brewing. And then we have a recap of Chandler. No, we have KM versus Lashley. How did you like this?
Finally, that's one word to say it. Finally, KM gets his lesson.
Yeah, actually, KM says that he was undefeated for a while, but he wasn't. But on the other hand, KM also has been on explosion, and he's been winning. So, I mean, he probably has more wins than losses. I would say in Impact.
What counted with those guys in the gym? He
that too.
Is that what you count as a win?
But anyway, Lashley wins with a spear. I thought that this was a good match.
Sure, yeah. I mean, Bobby. When you have Bobby or Bobby, he's always gonna, he always makes good matches. I mean, if you think about it, you never really see Bobby like being in a dull match. So when
KM is good. He's a good worker too. So everything was good there. But Lashley wins with a spear. In the end, it looked like KM got some big hits in there, and he even flipped over the ropes. Yep. Which was interesting, even though it didn't do it very well. It looked like he was going to take himself out at the same time.
I'm still happy with this match, even though I hate KM. It was nice to see. It was nice to see him getting beaten down.
Okay. Then we had a recap of Chandler Park versus Congo Kong. Obviously, Chandler Park getting the tar beat out of him.
Yeah, Park was talking to his grandma.
On the phone, he was talking to Grandma Jenny on the phone, and then Jimmy Jacobs comes in and he wants Abyss.
Yeah.
He wants Abyss. He wants to fight. He wants Congo Kong to fight the monster.
He wants Park's monster to come out so that monster can face against his monster. So, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens with that. And then LVN, Laurel Van Ness, comes to the ring before the commercial break hits. Then it's time for the... Are you going to say it?
And now it's time for Pluto TV.
The recap of the week. Basically, Abyss, I think he was attacking Christian, was trying to drown him.
Yeah, he was like seriously trying to drown that guy.
Yeah. So this was from I think Christian was the world champion at the time, the NWA TNA world champion, as it was called, and Abyss they were gonna face each other for the championship. So that was what was going on there. Then we had Lashley was cutting a promo.
Telling him that he's still going to go with wrestling. He's still going to go with the top team fellas. He's going to do whatever he wants.
Exactly.
Much, no one is going to tell him what to do.
And then he meets Eddie Edwards, who's just like,
yo.
yo. Yeah. I think just showing that Eddie Edwards was there.
Yeah.
Then we have Laurel Van Ness versus the newcomer, Kiera Hogan. So how did you like this match?
I mean, I've personally never seen Kiera.
I've never seen her either.
You've never seen her either?
Never seen her before.
I think from first impression, I think she did pretty good.
Yeah, I think she was a good wrestler, because a lot of times when you see these new wrestlers coming in, and I don't want to say it like that, but usually the female ones usually aren't, they need a little work. I mean, I remember when Rebel came in, she needed a lot of work, and stuff like that, because they're kind of green, and girls don't get the same opportunities all the time as men do.
Yeah.
But she did really well. She has a good look. She looks, powerful and stuff like that. LVN dominated the match. I mean, she got the most offense in, obviously.
Which is, understandable.
She's the champion and stuff like that, so it's good. And then in the middle of the match, she hits Kiera with the curb stomp, and then she's going to hit her with the unprettier. And then Allie comes out and distracts her.
Well, at the same time, you know how I like with people distracting people?
Yeah.
I'm not liking it, but at the same time, it's Vanessa.
Yeah.
And Allie is a nice person, so it's okay.
So this gives the Kiera Hogan the opportunity. She rolls her up. 1, 2, 3.
Gone.
Pins her. Laura Van Ness loses. This was a non-title match. So Kiera Hogan is announced is going to get a title match next week. Interesting.
Cool.
And this is one of the storylines that further. I would say that the Congo Kong, Jimmy Jacobs and Abyss storyline. That's one that was furthered. This is a new storyline, I think. This comes, and then we have the next one basically, which is going to be soon. First, there's an interview with Patron and EC3. They prepare for the tag match.
Yeah,
it was good promos from both of them. Patron is funny because he's just like, because it keeps, and it's funny because Moose also does it later in the interview when they talk about that Johnny Impact keeps changing his name, because it's true. Because I mean, John Hennigan, which is his real name, he's been like Johnny Nitro, Johnny Mundo, John Morrison. A bunch of
Johnny.
Well, his name is Johnny. Dog, Boone the Bounty Hunter.
Damn. So yeah, a lot of names.
Yeah, so they kind of make fun of that. And then the next storyline that is furthered is with LAX come out to talk about their win. Conan doing his thing.
Yeah, saying how they beat everyone and how they fudged up OEVE and. Yeah, whatnot, and obviously when you bitch at someone, they're going to come out.
Yes. Sami Callihan says that, so this is the Orlando Impact Zone. He says that he respects them, but they've got bigger fish to fry, and but they'll come and get the titles anytime they want. And then Conan says, like, we are the biggest fish. So this is kind of interesting. Where is OEVE going after this? They obviously have a plan, so what are they going to do next? What happens then?
Then, for some reason, we have Mr. Trevor and we have Mr. Caleb coming out, beating LAX.
Yes.
What the fudge?
And that was the plan that Trevor Lee has. I think they're going for the tag team champions, and that's going to be the feud that we're going to see, which is good because it gives Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley something to do. We didn't see any X Division matches this week, which is kind of.
But what I'm thinking, why of everyone you could choose, you take
the champions,
Mr. Trevor, and Mr. Caleb.
Well, maybe they're still looking for some tag teams.
Bring out, God knows what. Bring out the Tank. Bring out Bobby. Or
what would he want the tag team champion?
I don't know, but bring out someone that could beat that. Trevor, cheap stuff.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, they're going to have to build up Caleb and Trevor as some like credible contenders, I think. Then we had the interview with Moose and Johnny Impact, and that's what Moose kept saying. He kept calling him different things. Johnny.
I mean, yeah, but it is what it is. I mean, he's always good.
And then Johnny Impact spoke in Spanish, and you're going to take Spanish soon, so you can learn.
Hopefully, shit. Spanish. It's a nice language. I promise.
Then we had the GWN flashback.
Mm.
It was Drew Galloway coming to the ring, cutting a promo on EC3 back when they were feuding for who was going to be the number one contender. I think that Bobby Lashley was the champion at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And they just fight.
And it was obviously unexpected,
Yeah.
right? Because they
were buddies.
And they were not even in the ring, and they went outside, and you have like all the camera team staff. And...
So I don't know really what the point of this flashback was, but this was a more recent one. This was only a couple of years ago, so this wasn't that long ago. So yeah, the look was basically the same and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I do miss Drew Galloway. I think he was a good promo. He was interesting, just this big dude, Scottish dude. I liked him there. He's in NXT now. No, not. I don't know if there was any butts there, but I mean, I think he did get a little boring after a while. But he's in NXT now. Now EC3 is going to be in NXT, so they'll be able to fight again.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, Eli Drake and Chris Adonis talk in the back, and this is also funny because Drake thinks that he has a surprise guest or something like that.
But I don't know. This. Like, they were talking for a bit long. I don't know. It was really, really long. I mean, I really like Eli. I really like Chris. Eli does it really, really well. But when you're talking for almost like 10 minutes, I mean, come on. I don't know.
And then we had a vignette for a new wrestler.
Yeah, there's this new guy, right? That guy starts with an A, right?
A?
No? Isn't it that the guy? I'm sure it was that guy.
It starts with an A?
It does start with an A.
That's Brian Cage.
We don't have any Brian Cage. Okay, I guess we did. Okay.
Oh, he's a new guy. He's coming in.
To Impact.
Yeah.
This episode.
Well, there was a vignette now.
Vignette.
Oh, you're talking about Austin Aries.
Yeah,
but that wasn't there was a vignette, with kind of like mass destruction. Then there was a
Okay, so he was actually...
That's a wrestler coming.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
well, we'll see.
It's got some technical...
Yeah, you got some technical difficulties. Then we had the All-Star, billed as an All-Star tag team match, EC3, Alberto El Patron versus Moose and Johnny Impact. How did you like this match?
You got some really good wrestlers here. Alberto especially here.
I know you like
and I think this match was good, but I think I have seen better.
Really? I thought that, well, yeah, I've seen better, but I thought that this was a really good. They really brought it all. There was a lot of back and forth. It wasn't so straight, cut and dry who was going to win. It looked like Alberto was going to take out Johnny Impact or get him with his double stomp, and he did get him with the double stomp, but he didn't pin him.
I never get that double stomp.
No, it's a weird move. It's a weird move.
The guy pulls himself up so he can jump. Yeah, it's a funny move.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Yeah, like Alberto did it really sloppy. I don't know.
No, I thought it was good.
It was good?
I liked it all.
Okay.
I thought it was good stuff. A good time had by all. And then Moose hits the game changer, takes out Patron, wins, gets the pin. So we'll see where this goes, if this goes anywhere, or if it was just a showcase match.
I don't know. I don't know if. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Alberto is pissed at Bobby. I mean,
Alberto's
Moose.
Pissed at everyone.
Yeah,
he's just pissed. He's just perennial pissed. Then we get to the main event. Drake and Adonis come out to the ring. Adonis presents the fact of Eli Drake's life. How did you like that? He was the greatest dresser. He was the greatest. Everything was the greatest.
He's like great. He's God. He's this and that. I mean, But it's Eli, so you can't really say. Yeah, I don't know.
And then I thought that it was funny was because Adonis shows a lot of footage, a lot of film, a lot of tape from Eli Drake doing this and that, being less interested. When he was the greatest friend, it was all messed up. And I think it's funny because Drake tried to say, "Oh, that pie," when he gets pie in the face, he says, "Oh, that pie was delicious." The fun thing here is that the reason why they keep saying the greatest, that he was the greatest champion, he was the greatest thing, is because Austin Aries is known as the greatest man that ever lived. That's kind of like his kind of gimmick, that he's the greatest man that ever lived.
So he went for that. Okay.
So that's why they kept saying that. Then Austin Aries comes out. And you've never seen Austin Aries before.
This is the funny guy. This is the funny guy. This is the funny thing. I'm seeing this as a new guy, but the commentators are saying he is back.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you.
Oh yeah, he's been in Impact 2 separate occasions. The last time he was there for quite a long time. He was the longest reigning X Division champion ever. He was a tag team champion. He was the world champion too for a while. He beat Bobby Roode. He is a great wrestler. He is a great wrestler, and I actually followed him long before he got to Impact Wrestling the second time. I mean, he was in ROH and he's been in Evolve, and he was recently in the WWE where he wrestled for the Cruiserweight Championship, but he left the company. Not many people leave the WWE. He said, but he asked to leave the WWE because he didn't like the way they were treating him or the role that he was playing. That's what they were talking about. Drake was saying that the best work you've done is sitting behind a desk talking about what's going on in the ring, and that's what actually was one of the last gigs that he had.
But he is a wrestler. I mean, he
is a wrestler. Yes.
So that was like more of he had like different parts.
Yeah, he's done
in WWE.
Yeah. Well, when he was in the WWE, he got injured. He got he got hit. He broke something in his face, I think. And that's why he was a commentator for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But he had some really good matches with Adrian Neville, who also left the company in WWE. So, but yeah, no. So people were going ape shit for Aries coming up.
Yeah, they were really happy.
Aries counts up his facts, and then he challenges Drake, but Drake says no.
Yeah.
And what does Aries say then?
I mean, you have Austin Aries, and he's basically saying that if you're gonna say that you're the greatest champion ever lived, you gotta beat the greatest.
Yeah.
And Eli doesn't really want to go for a match. Really, he really backs off.
Yeah.
But then you have like a cheater's move, a dick move.
You just think so?
I hate them. You have Mr. Crispy Chris, coming from behind and hitting him with the title. Austin, obviously, not Eli. And he pretty much gets fudged. And now Eli thinks it's a great time to have a match.
He's just like on the other hand.
End.
So they do have an impromptu match. The ref comes in, the ref that we saw fighting Johnny Bravo, that we saw Collision in Oklahoma. He comes in. It looks like Austin Aries is going to get pinned right away, but he kicks out. And then he does his most famous moves, which is the drop kick in the corner. That's a pretty sweet move.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. And then hits his finisher, the Brain Buster. Boom. 1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote.
That was a good one, yeah. That was pretty much it.
And Austin Aries is the new Impact champion.
What do you think? Is this really, really fair?
I think this was the best way to do it because what happens here is that it'll further a storyline between the two of them. It'll be now Drake gets to chase the championship a little bit. Because I think in the long scheme of things, it would have gotten stale if he had defeated Austin Aries. Because you can't bring somebody in to the company, claiming he's the greatest man that ever lived, and then he gets beaten by Drake. He would have had to go home right away. So this was the best way. It doesn't make Drake stale because he didn't really have any challengers at the time. But nobody can challenge. Nobody of the top challengers can challenge. him for the title. I mean, you have Bobby and you have Moose, who are good, and EC3, who are, good wrestlers that could, but they haven't done anything to earn that spot. So to build up one of those three to make them a viable contender would have just taken too long, and Drake would have been doing nothing. Yeah, so this is a way to further, and I thought that this was a good match, or a good way to do it.
Like when you say it right now, that is true. Yeah, we needed someone new, and if he's coming into the ring saying I'm the greatest, best god, yada yada yada, then he can't be just beaten.
No,
that's a great point. Yeah.
So that was that. That was this. What would you give this? What would you rate this?
C+.
C+. I would actually give it a B. I thought it was
solid
good.
B.
I would give it a solid B, B minus maybe. Just because I mean, it was all kind of like leading up to one big event, and I would have maybe liked to see a little bit more storylines further. But I understand. Like I said, it would have overshadowed. Or everything would have been overshadowed by the fact that Austin Aries came back. Yeah. So this Friday, Brace for Impact is airing on Twitch. We'll see if we can. We'll do our own review of that, a special edition review. But we'll see when that we have time to do that, because we got to watch Impact too. Yeah. Which is also which we will see on Friday as well. Yeah. So Impact always goes first, and then maybe next week sometime we'll have time to do that. Yeah. So you can follow us on all social medias. Everywhere. I'm not going to name them. What they're all everywhere, except for
just search
Tinder or Snapchat. You can't find us there.
You never know.
Okay, well, that's fine. You do that. So that was this edition of the Wrestling Guild. We will talk to you next week. My name is Chris Marry Hultman, and for Nick E. Anderson, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
What about the whoop whoop?
Oh yeah, whoop whoop.